What is going on, faithful? It is your boy Niner Sickness coming to you with the Niner Sickness report. That's what I'm going to call it, Niner Sickness report. Oh, I like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have just joined the Niner Sickness report. How's everybody doing? I am coming up late. It is about 2:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so I do not expect anybody to really be up this late. If somebody pops up, I'll be surprised. It is 2:30, but I wanted to come on here because it is 2:30 a.m. Sunday morning. I'm probably not going to wake up early, and I'm probably going to wake up just in time for the 49er game. So I wanted to come on here real quick, and I wanted to talk about our San Francisco 49ers. And I wanted to see what your thoughts on the season. I wanted to get your, even if you don't, obviously you're not going to watch this live, but I would appreciate if you can comment when you come across this video and you see it on the rewind or replay, that you will comment your expectations, your thoughts, not expectations, excuse me, your thoughts on how the season went. It's the last game of the year for us. After today's game, this evening's game, Niners will pack it up and head into the offseason, and I expect a lot of changes for your San Francisco 49ers. My San Francisco 49ers, I expect a lot of changes to be made. Possibly we lose our coach, our defensive coordinator, Robert Saleh. If he goes, who does he take with him? I'm pretty sure there's some coaches that he has in mind that if he does get a head coaching job in the NFL, he's going to want to take some coaches that he trusts with him. Who is he going to take? A lot of that we'll discuss in future videos. But there's going to be a lot of changes if Robert Saleh takes a head coaching job. We're going into free agency, and we have a lot of players unsigned. We have a lot of free agents. Will the Niners be able to sign and retain all the free agents? I expect some won't be back, but will the Niners be able to sign the core free agents? For example, Trent Williams, our left tackle. Would the Niners be able to sign him? Or is a team out there in need of a left tackle going to break the bank on Trent Williams? We have Raheem Mostert that we need to, I think Wilson needs to be re-signed. I don't think we're going to bring Tart back. I think Tart is probably done with us. We're not going to bring Richard Sherman back. We have to re-sign a few defensive players. We've been without Bosa all year. We've been without Dee Ford. I don't know if Dee Ford's going to be back. He should be back because of his contract, but I do not know exactly if he will be back. The Niners might just cut their losses and move on, or they may just stay with him one more year. This offseason is going to be interesting, to say the least. Very interesting. So many changes are going to take place. Some good and some bad. We're going to have to ride the wave. There's going to be so many things we're going to discuss during the offseason. But I want to get your thoughts. I want to get your input. Who are the players you want to retain? Now, let me know two things. Let me know the player you want to stay, regardless of cap or payment, and let me know the player that you want to stay, but you realize it might not be a possibility for kicks and funds. Who do you want to be in the Niners next year from the free agents? And logically, who will be the one that will be on that could get signed based on salary, on what they're asking, and so forth? Those are the things that I would like to get from you. So if you'd be kind enough to comment below when you watch this video, I would appreciate it. Continue to show your boy Niner Sickness support. Make sure you follow me on YouTube, Niner Sickness. Follow me on Twitter at Niner Sickness 49. Follow me on Facebook, which you are already if you're watching this video, on at Niner Sickness, and also follow me on Instagram under Niner Sickness and show your boy some love. I appreciate it. And if you have any questions or concerns about anything, or you just want to shoot me an email, I have the email in front of you. My email is ninersickness@yahoo.com. Very simple, ninersickness@yahoo.com. Excuse me. Feel free to email me anytime you like. So, we're playing the Seattle Seahawks. We're going in this game with a lot of key players out. Trent Williams, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Raheem Mostert. Although Jeff Wilson Jr. played very well last week against the Cardinals, I would like to see him finish the year on a high note. I would like him to have another, whether we win or lose the game. I want to win, of course. But whether we win or lose, I want to see great performances from the players that are out there individually. Even if we lose collectively, I want to see the effort and the energy and the last hoorah of 2020 be shown by our players, because that will continue to show all the faithful that the locker room is a close-knit family. I want to see the fire, the intensity, and the desire to win on each player, regardless of what the outcome is. And I'll be okay if we lose, as long as I know our players came in, gave it their all, did the best to try to win, and showcase their best ability on the field. I will be okay. Kyle Hyder. A lot of you guys don't like him. A lot of you guys do. I personally like him. He's leading our DNs with sacks. I would love to re-sign him and bring him back. We don't know what's going on with Dee Ford. We don't know if Dee Ford is going to retire. We don't know if Dee Ford, if he doesn't retire and he doesn't get cut, if he's going to stay healthy for a complete season in 2021. This is where if you team up Kevin Hyder next to Bosa, you can move Armstead to the middle where he flourishes it, and then you got Javon Kinlaw. So you'll have Hyder, you'll have Bosa, Kinlaw, and I just said his name too. Armstead, excuse me, Eric Armstead. And then in the rotation, it'll probably be Kevin Givens, and it'll be DJ Jones and so forth. I am not too key on Streets. Street is terrible. He can't stop the run. He can't stop the pass. He got to go. He is of no value to the Niners defense. Then I'm interested in also knowing if Robert Saleh does leave and takes a head coaching job to another NFL team, who should we bring in? Should we promote within? Should we bring Raheem Morris? Should we bring in Dan Quinn? Who are the names that you would consider bringing in for defense? Hey, what's up, Roberto, excuse me. I guess I am not the only one that is a night owl. I couldn't sleep, bro. Me and the wife, we watched a movie. She went to bed. I'm still not tired. So you know what? I'm going to go live on my page on Facebook that I haven't gone live in a while, and I'm just going to record a live. I figured at this hour, nobody's really going to charm in. Everybody's sleeping, but I see my boy Roberto Hastings. He's up there late with me. What's up, my brother? How you doing, sir? So, like I was saying, who are the candidates that should be brought in? Are there other defensive coordinators that may get fired? Are there some head coaches that still need to get fired that we can bring in as defensive coordinators? All those are the things that I would love to hear from you, the faithful, and comment. As you watch this video on a replay, comment below. Hey, Richard, what's up, brother? Man, we have some night owls tonight. Welcome to the Niner Sickness Report. How you doing, sir? I'm bored. I'm up. Everybody's asleep. I'm in my office, man cave. And I decide, you know what? I'm going to go live. I'm going to do what I love to do. Talk 49er football. So, a lot of changes is coming. A lot of changes are coming. Tonight, we play the Seattle Seahawks at 1 o'clock, 1:25. Win or lose, our season's over. Unfortunately, due to injuries and COVID and everything else under the sun, our season's over. But I believe we will come back strong and mightier in 2021. And we're going to have a great, I just cannot see another season like 2020 with injuries. I really can't. I got to believe that Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch and all the personnel equipment coaches that deal with all the players, they will come out with a plan that will help this team stay healthy and productive on the field. I just cannot see another 2020 with all these injuries, man. I can't. I just can't bear it. Dan Quinn. Roberto says Dan Quinn. Okay. Well, Dan Quinn, for those that don't know, when he was in Seattle, defensive coordinator for Seattle, Robert Saleh was his linebacker coach in Seattle. So a lot of the things that Robert Saleh learned, he learned it from Dan Quinn. Now, a lot of you might say, well, Dan Quinn was not a good coach in Atlanta. But keep this in perspective and keep this in mind. Just because you're not a good head coach doesn't necessarily mean you're not a good offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator. It is not easy being a head coach. As a head coach, you have to have your hands on all the cookies. You got to worry about, if you're a defensive coordinator becoming a head coach, you got to worry about the offense, special teams, personnel, employees. So much you have to worry about, media as a head coach. When you go back to your element and being just a positional coach, you thrive. So Dan Quinn might have not been a a good. I thought he was good, but he wasn't a great coach for Atlanta. But hey, he's a damn well good coach defensively. Richard says we need to draft a top cornerback. That's what we need. Well, I hope they don't go quarterback. We don't need a quarterback. I'm willing to ride with Jimmy another year. I really am. We need to make sure we take care of our offensive line to protect Jimmy. If we get a healthy Deebo Samuel, a healthy Brandon Ayuk, and maybe Jalen Hurd, he hasn't played in 2 years, but he knows the system now. If he somehow gets healthy, and if he can come and give us a 2021 year of production, I would like to see that. But drafting a cornerback is not a bad idea. We are losing Richard Sherman. Okay. And it's no guarantee that we're going to sign Jason Verrett. Okay. Again, free agents like Jason Verrett, Trent Williams are going to be at high demand in the offseason. They're free agents. Now we can tag them. I just don't see the Niners tagging them. Maybe Trent Williams. But if we lose Jason Verrett, then we better definitely go after corner. I like Manuel Mosley. I really do. I don't know what to, honestly, guys, I don't know what to think about Ahkello Witherspoon. Ahkello Witherspoon he's just like, man, when he sucks, he sucks. And when he's on his game, he plays like a hell of a corner. But you just don't know what you're going to get with Ahkello Witherspoon. So much inconsistency with him. Do we trust him? I don't know. I really don't know. So I agree with you, Richard. A corner is a good possibility to draft. It should be one of the high priorities, whether it's in the first round or second round. But they definitely need to be looking at corner. I agree with you. Roberto says, you look at Jim Tomsula. As a defensive coordinator, I mean, we gave him a try as a head coach. Listen, I love Jim Tomsula. He is one heck of a D-line coach. He's a people's coach, a player's coach. I love his attitude when it comes to the D-line. I just can't see him being, I mean, he just couldn't do nothing with the Niners as a head coach. I just don't think he is a defensive coordinator. I could be wrong, but I just don't see him being a defensive coordinator material. I wouldn't want Jim Tomsula, honestly. I wouldn't want him. Not as a, I would love him as a D-line, but we have Kasarik. So, yeah, I don't think he will be an option, in my personal opinion. Hold on, guys. Let me remove my email. And let me bring in some of these questions in. Cornerback, okay. We mentioned Jim Tomsula. Justin Harris will fall to us. He is a amazing talent. I like him. I don't like his hips as much, but he's a very good prospect. They can develop him into a better corner. But he's definitely have a lot of potential. I like him. It's a love and hate relationship with him. Oh, Ahkello Witherspoon? Yeah, most definitely. What do you think of us getting Julio? Honestly, do we need a Julio Jones? let's be honest. Brandon Ayuk was played wonderful this year. I believe he scored 5 touchdowns, about 700 plus yards. I forgot how many receptions. He is a great receiver. It's going to be a great receiver. I'm confident in Deebo Samuel. I think what we need is not a number one type of receiver. I think we need a solid number three. I honestly, if you ask my opinion, and you did, I'm confident with Deebo Samuel being the one, Brandon Ayuk being the two, and I'm looking for a solid three. I am not comfortable with Kendrick Bourne. He dropped too many balls. He's very inconsistent. Taylor, I'm not comfortable with him. We don't know what's going to happen with Jalen Hurd, but he hasn't played in the NFL, even though he's been observing all the knowledge on the offense, being on the team for 2 years without playing. But we don't know what we're going to get with Jalen Hurd. But Julio Jones, I mean, it depends how much he wants and how much we get him for. And I don't know if he's a free agent. If he's not a free agent, then no, because I don't want to trade no draft capital. I do not want to trade any draft capital for any player in the free agency. At least not for Julio Jones. Julio Jones, have a lot of respect, admiration for him. Great receiver. He has played swell in Atlanta, but he is heading downhill. Let's continue to develop our youth. Let's continue to develop our young receivers. Let's continue to push Deebo. Let's continue to push Brandon Ayuk. That's, to me, more important in my opinion. Jones and Ayuk on the outside, and Deebo in the inside. We will be a scary offense with our running game. How much money is he gonna cost us? I have to look into that. How much money is he gonna cost us against the cap? As you know, they will be lowering the cap this year in 2021. We have Trent Williams to sign. We got to work. Eventually, we got to work a contract on Fred Warner. He's playing. I mean, this guy's going to the Pro Bowl. He's going to earn and demand a contract. So we have to have a little bit in the reserve for him. Depending how much the cost for Julio Jones would be. Because you know what, Richard, with all due respect, you're right. Jones, Ayuk on the outside, and Deebo on the inside would be scary, especially with a run game. Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson Jr. But at what cost? You know what I mean? If we're going to jeopardize the future of the team, I don't know if I'm up for that. I really don't. I don't know if I'm up for us jeopardizing the team in that aspect. So, we'll have to wait and see. But listen, guys, the free agency is going to be fun to watch. I'm going to enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoy it. We're going to be doing lives. We're going to be talking a lot about free agency. We're going to talk about the draft, the upcoming draft, and we're going to be having NFL draft mock drafts. I'm going to be doing mock drafts on here. So stay tuned to the Niner Sickness Report. We're going to be having some fun in the offseason for sure. So what is your thoughts on Jimmy? Do you think he is staying? Well, Richard, in my honest opinion, yes. let's look at the whole picture. Which quarterback that is available, okay? Not a quarterback that we're going to trade for. Which quarterback that is available on the open market that really is better than Jimmy, knowing the system already? Who's out there that can come in and replace Jimmy? That's one thought. Second thought, if we bring someone like Stafford from Detroit, not only do we have to trade capital for him, but he's going to cost us more money than what we're paying Jimmy. If we bring in Dak Prescott, now him I wouldn't mind, but he's going to cost us more money than Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo in 2019 had a solid year. Now, is he the quarterback that I think that can lead us to multiple Super Bowls? No. Is he the quarterback that Kyle Shanahan can open up the playbook? No. But is he a servable quarterback that can manage the team? Yes. Yes, he can. Sam Darnold would be a good. I think Sam Darnold. Oh, excuse me, Sam Darnold. I can't even say his last name right now. Must be tired. Donald. Thank you. Darnold. Sam Darnold is not being utilized right in New York. I'm not high on USC quarterbacks, really. I am not high on USC quarterbacks, but I like Sam Darnold. I think he's not being utilized properly in New York. I think that he's a better quarterback than what he's shown in New York. Now keep in mind when New York was potentially drafting number 1 and could have taken Trevor Lawrence, the possibility of Sam Darnold being cut or let go was there or traded. But now that the Jaguars are at number 1 and they're taking arguably the best quarterback in Trevor Lawrence, because I don't think Justin Field is as good of a quarterback. I really don't. I know that Justin Field played a good game against Clemson in the Sugar Bowl. They beat the Clemson Tigers. They had a great game against, and Justin Fields, I believe he threw for 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. He got hurt. He got back up. But I just don't think the Jets will take Justin Fields. And I don't think they'll take Wilson either. I don't think they'll take Zach Wilson. So I think they're going to stay. Now, if they should fire the head coach. They should. I wouldn't be shocked if they don't, because New York Jets are a mess. They should fire the head coach. Depending who takes that position as a head coach would determine if Sam Darnold stays based on the film they watch. As you know, every new regime, for the most part, they want their own quarterback. They want their own quarterback. Well, there you go. If the Jets are trading the pick, that should tell you, well, you know what? Honestly, Richard, I don't know how valid that trade is. You know why? Because the owner may want to trade that trade, but if they hire a coach, if they fire this dumb nut that is there, I'm not even going to mention his name. and they hire a coach to take over the Jets, a head coach with the number 2 pick overall, do you think he's going to want to trade that? Maybe, but first and foremost, we got to find out if the Jets are going to hire a new coach. Then, when they hire a new coach, we got to find out who that coach is. What's his background? What is his MO? Is he going to keep Sam Darnold, or is he going to try to get another quarterback? If he likes what he sees in Sam and he's able to work with him, then I can see them trading down to get more draft picks. But it's kind of prematurely to say really right now what they're going to do until they square away what they're going to do at the front office. Are they going to keep Dummy, or are they going to get rid of him and then bring in another head coach? So it's going to be, we're going to find out once. We're going to find out by Monday, Black Monday. Everybody knows Black Monday. You got Black Friday, you got Cyber Monday, and you got Black Monday. After today's games, coaches will be fired tomorrow, or some of them by tonight. If they play the early games and they play bad, they may be fired by the end of the day, if not by tomorrow. So, to be honest with you, Richard, great question that you brought up so far tonight. I appreciate it. I'm going to wait to answer that question based on who gets hired. You know what I mean? On who gets hired. Excuse me. Hey, how you doing? I'm not going to try to bat Tinteli. I'm not going to try to bat your name. So I'm not even going to try to. I'm just going to. I see Ken. So I'm going to call you Ken Patchy. I already. Okay. So I hope I didn't batch it. And if I did, I apologize. Is it Ken Patchy? Your question is, who do you think we should get for Saleh replacement, knowing that he will be gone? Well, it's not a certain thing. I hope he gets hired. I don't want him to leave. Let me get that clear. I personally don't want him to leave. I like him as a defensive coordinator, but he deserves a head coaching job. Him and Eric the Enemy, Kansas City's offensive coordinator, both of them deserve an opportunity to be a head coach. If let's just say Robert Saleh gets hired. There is Dan Quinn, Raheem Morris, and because I don't think he's going to stay as a head coach for the Atlanta. He is right now. He stepped in for Dan Quinn, but I don't think they're going to make him head coach. I could be wrong, but I don't see it. And then I also like the kid, our linebacker coach. I keep forgetting his name. If we hire him from within, that'll be great because he already knows the defense. He already knows the players. He already knows what Robert Saleh has been doing. I can't remember his name. If you guys know who I'm talking about, he's our linebackers coach. If you can put it on the screen, I would appreciate it. If not, no worries. I can't remember his name, but I think he will be a great defensive coordinator. The problem with that is it'll be his first ever. Now, there's high rewards, and there's also, I think he has a high reward. If we hire within and he does great for us, we're in business. If we hire him and he doesn't, we're gonna pay the price for a year or 2 or 3. You know what I mean? So, but Dan Quinn and Raheem Morris are my 2 options that I like to come in and replace Robert Saleh if he takes the head coaching. Also, I think you guys are aware, but I'm going to say it anyway. If Robert Saleh does get a head coaching job, are you guys aware with the new league rules, we get a number 3 draft pick this year in 2021, and we get another draft pick, a third round draft pick in 2022. Why? Because the league came out with the rule that they're trying to encourage minority coach to get hired. They're trying to encourage teams to hire minority coaches. So Robert Saleh, being that he's minority coach, African American, if he gets hired as a head coach, we will get a third this year and a third next year. So that'll be DeMeco Ryan. Yes. Thank you, Richard. DeMeco Ryan. That is I like DeMeco Ryan. Players love him. He's a people's coach. Very smart, very intelligent. I would love to see him get promoted within, because it gives the rest of the coaches the impression that if you do good and you do your job to the best of your ability, there is promotion within. It's a great message that will be sent out to the rest of the coaches. Work your butt off, coach your butt off, and there's opportunities to get promoted within. And I like DeMeco Ryans. I think he's a one hell of a coach, but he's never coached before as a defense. He's never been a defensive coordinator, so it is a risk reward type of decision. Yeah, it is a very good message, in my opinion, that it shows the rest of the coaches, if you do your job and you work hard, that you can be recognized and you will be promoted. Because imagine someone like DeMeco Ryan worked his butt off, he really coached the heck out of Fred Warner, Alexander when he was with us, and Dre Greenlaw, excuse me, that even though we like you, we're going to bring someone else. Now, if they feel that he's not ready for a promotion and he's okay with it, then okay. But if he applies for that, that means he wants that. I'm not saying that Kyle's obligated to give it to him just to send a message. Kyle Shanahan, first and foremost, he's going to make the best decision of his ability to make the team better. If he brings in Dan Quinn or another coach that he feels is better, then, as fans, we may not like it, but we have to support it. But I would love to see DeMeco Ryans be our defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers, me personally. We're going to pay Fred Warner. That kid is special. I don't know what is about SF, bro, but that he has a luck of getting linebacker. Well, I know Fred Warner's dad. Me and Fred Warner's dad, we chit-chat. And he is giving me so much insight on Fred Warner, his son. And I knew he was great before. I didn't know we were going to draft him. I loved him. And I loved him when he played college. I didn't think we were going to draft him. I was stoked when we drafted him. I immediately texted his dad and told his dad, "Hey man, he's a Niner." He's like, "Yeah." He's not a Niner fan, unfortunately. The dad is not a Niner fan, but he likes that team with the star on the head. We're not going to talk about that team, but he supports his son, and I love Fred Warner. I wish I was friends with Fred Warner on Facebook, but we're not friends. I know his doubt. I don't know his dad personally. We met on Facebook and we talked, but I want to make sure that's clear. It's not like me and Fred Warner's dad are, Army buddies. So I want to make sure that's clear. But he has given me some insight about his son, and I thought it was great. And yeah, Fred Warner, special kid. You're absolutely right. And then don't forget, Richard, Dre Greenlaw is special. Dre Greenlaw is special too, man. And we drafted him in the 5th round. Something about that 5th round that Niners are just hit gold. You got George Kittle and Dre Greenlaw, both of them in the 5th round. Kittle's already a superstar. I can't wait to see Greenlaw become that superstar. He's definitely heading in that direction. Wow, I've been on here for 40 minutes. I did not expect that, tell you that much. If Jimmy G ends up getting traded or released, do you like Matt Ryan as a replacement? Why? Well, excuse me, way cheaper and also knows the offense. Is Matt Ryan going to be cheaper than Garoppolo? And if he is, who do you have in place for the? I mean, how long more can Matt Ryan play? Now, and another thing, is Matt Ryan a free agent? I got to look at that into because, like I said earlier in the video, I am not opposed to trading for anyone and giving up draft capital. I am a firm believer in having draft capital. Doesn't mean that you always are going to draft good. God, can you guys listen, guys? I'm going to share something with you guys. I love John Lynch. I love Kyle Shanahan. I do. I love what they're doing with the San Francisco 49ers. Listen, in their 3rd-year tender, they took us to the Super Bowl. We didn't win, but we were leading in the 4th quarter. It is what it is. But we passed. Oh, it hurts. It still hurts. We passed up on Deshaun Watson. Okay? We passed up on Deshaun Watson and we took Solomon Thomas. We needed a quarterback at that time. We needed a quarterback at that time. We did not need another inside D lineman. We had Eric Armstead. I don't understand that call. I understand that John Lynch is familiar with Solomon Thomas. He went to school with him or he had a class with him. He's from Stanford. Blah, 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 blah. That's the only decision that I'm not happy with. I'm happy with all the other decisions, and I think that John Lynch learned from it. But they passed. Now, we passed up on Patrick Mahomes too, but let's get real. Nobody really knew Patrick Mahomes was going to be Patrick Mahomes from college. Deshaun Watson from Clemson he won 2 championships with Clemson. 2 championships. Okay? And we had the opportunity to draft Deshaun Watson. Imagine if we had Deshaun Watson in the Super Bowl in 2019. You tell me, would he have won the game? Let me know in the comments. But we passed up on Deshaun Watson and we took Solomon Thomas. And we have been paying dearly, dearly for that. What's up, my brother from another mother? Nathaniel James, how you doing, sir? Hey, man, 11 a.m. over here. It must be a crazy time over there. What are your thoughts regarding Rosen? It is 3:16 in the morning here. 3:16 in the morning. Usually Saturday nights, I am up. I'm up late. I wake up just to watch the game. So the Niners are playing at 1:25. I sleep in. Me and the wife, we watched a movie. It ended at about 1 o'clock. She went to bed. I was still not sleepy. I told her, hey, babe, I'm going to go to my man cave office and do a live. I don't expect nobody to pop up, but I was wrong. Quite a few people came in. I have the pleasure of having Richard, Ken Patchy, and earlier Roberto. And now I am honored with the presence of Nathaniel James. Oh, there's Roberto again. There he is. So, back to your question. What are your thoughts on Josh Rosen? I don't know. This kid was, he was not a top 10 pick. Personally, I think the Cardinals reached a lot to get him in the 10th round. In the 10th overall pick, excuse me. But unfortunately for him, they fired the head coach, which he only was there for 1 year. They hired, what's his name? Kim Berry, or I forgot, you guys know who he is for the Arizona. And he wanted his own, and plus he coached the Nido guy. Russell Wilson, midget. Not midget. Excuse me, I don't like to use that word, but mini me. Russell Wilson, mini me. And he took him, and he's been playing better there in Arizona. Absolutely. So he was traded over to the Dolphins. Okay, and then the Dolphins let him go, and he was picked up by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay. Blaine Gabbert. Oh my God. We all know about Blaine Gabbert. I don't know if I'm botching his last name, but I don't care. That number 1 pick from the Jaguars, he bounced around, and then we had him for a while, and he's just a terrible. My point being, after all that rambling, he's the backup in Tampa Bay to Tom Brady. Josh Rosen could not even beat Gabbert. So that speaks volumes of what we have in Josh Rosen. So I don't know. I don't know if he'll be on the team, honestly. But if he is, he's definitely a better backup than Mullins. He'll be a better backup than CJ Beathard. So if Jimmy G is our starter and we have a young gun like Josh Rosen learning Kyle Shanahan's system and sits back there as a backup, he could be serviceable for a couple of games here and there if Jimmy's not available. But do I see him potentially being the starter and the leader of this organization? I don't. I didn't like him in college. I think the Cardinals reached when they took him with their 10th overall pick. So, but we'll have to see what happens. Great question, by the way. He is a system fit. Now, I kind of got to your question a little bit late, Roberto. Are you referring to the question from Nathaniel, Josh Rosen? Or are you talking about a different player? Not quite sure. But you guys are amazing. I came on here with the idea that I was going to do about a 20-minute live, 10, 15, 20-minute live, just kind of rumble on a little bit about the 49ers before the game is played against Seattle today. And if you missed the beginning of my live, please rewatch it at your leisure whenever you have time. But I did not expect to be accompanied tonight by Roberto, Ken Patchy, and Richard, and also Nathaniel. So I appreciate you guys stopping by. We're going to have some fun. After this game, we're going to talk free agency. We're going to talk draft. We're going to have draft mocks. I'm going to bring people live into my show, and we're going to do 2021 mock drafts. Who do you think the Niners are going to take? We're going to have so much fun, guys. So continue to be supportive here in the Niner Sickness page as you watch the Niner Sickness report, and we're going to have fun. Now, listen, guys, for those that don't know, I do have a podcast on YouTube with me and my boys. The name of the podcast is NWA Podcast, Niners with Attitude. Please feel free to go to YouTube, type in NWA Podcast. Another podcast will pop up, but kind of scroll down a little bit. You're going to see our videos. Click on subscribe to our channel and hit the like button and hit the notification bell. That podcast, we talk 49ers in depth. In that podcast, it's myself, the Boston Hater, Florida Mike, and E-Man, 4 of us that host that show. This page is my personal page. My YouTube under Niner Sickness, that's my personal YouTube. Follow me on YouTube under Niner Sickness. Follow me on Twitter under Niner Sickness 49. You're already following me on Facebook on Niner Sickness. Follow me on Instagram on Niner Sickness. This is my personal platforms where I just come and talk football with you guys. But the NWA podcast is with my 3 other brothers from other mothers that we do all the podcasts together. So if you're not already part of the NWA podcast, please make your way over to YouTube. And if you have any questions and you want to, you can't find it, please write down my email. It is ninersickness@yahoo.com. ninersickness@yahoo.com. Send me an email, and I will put the link in the email, and I will send it to you. Or send me a message at Niner Beto. Niner Beto, send me a message, and I will reply on Messenger, and I will send the link to you. I'm going to read this last comment, and I'm going to call it a night. Let's see here. I am surprised Gold agreed to a contract. I thought he wanted to go back. No, that was all the social media. That right there, Richard, honestly, what's the social media? Listen, it's like, for those that have been married more than once, okay? Once you leave your ex, do you really want to go back? You know the drama. I mean, there's a reason why you separated. Do you really want to go back to your ex? Did Robbie Gould really want to go back to the team that cut him to save money? Nah. Yes, he has family in Chicago, but it's like anything else. He moved to California. He's a California guy now. I think. I don't think he still has his family. I'm not for sure, so don't quote me. But what I am for sure is he never really wanted to go back to Chicago. Now, a lot of people said it, but he never said it. And they asked him one time, and he says, "Did you hear me say it?" And they're like, "Nope." Then I never said it. So, and by him signing, because the Bears don't really have a kicker still. I mean, a good kicker. By him re-signing with the Niners, that tells you that play about him wanting to go back was a bunch of BS by the media. Probably all those idiots from ESPN and NFL Network that hates the Niners probably brought up all that. This is why you got to follow the NWA podcast and follow the Niner Sickness, because we give you real 49er content. None of that BS of Stephen A. or those idiots that hate the Niners on like that running back from the Jaguars. What's his name? Maurice. Every time they talk about the Niners, he's publicly said on NFL Network he doesn't like the Niners. Who wants to hear people like that? I don't. This is why you want to follow the Niners. Follow me in the Niners sickness, and follow our NWA podcast. Nathaniel says, "Take it easy, bro. Looking forward to the draft and later episodes. I hope we compete against." Yes. Let's end this show on a positive note. Listen, I said it in my podcast with the NWA and the guys, and I'll say it here. I want to win every game we play, especially against division rivals. I don't care if we drop 3 spots by beating the Arizona. I don't. I don't care about draft position during the season. Okay? I care about winning. I care about the attitude in the locker room. I care that Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, even though they can be saying, let's get a high draft, they want to win. That's the kind of coach, owner, and GM you want to have. And that's the kind of players you want to have on your team that don't quit. Honestly, they had no business beating Kyle Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. They went in there. Robert Saleh came up with a great defensive game plan and put pressure on Kyle Murray, and he was frustrated, pissed off, and he was not able to do what he likes to do. Kudos to Saleh. Kudos to all the 49ers for playing their hearts out. Do I expect to win tonight against Arizona? No. But I expect the 49ers to give 100% and give it their all. And that's all we can ask for. At least that's all I can ask for. It's for our troops to give it their all, play their hearts out. And if they lose because they played a better team because of the injuries on our team, so be it. But I want to see fire. I want to see passion. And I want to see that determination in their eyes when they're playing in the field. So I do not believe in losing. And everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Okay? Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But I will say this before I end the show. I will say this. Oops, hold on real quick. I don't like when fans want to lose intentionally because they want a higher draft pick. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to no one. Everybody's entitled to their own wants or what they think. But I bleed the red and gold. I have it tattooed on my arm. I got it tattooed here and tattooed here 3 times. 3 tattoos of the 49ers. I bleed the red and gold. I want to win, regardless. And I respect the John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan and the roster that we have, even with all the injuries. Went in and took over the house in Arizona and made it theirs by beating the Cardinals in their own home. I want to beat the Seahawks. Do you know that if we beat the Seahawks, we take the opportunity for them not to be the top seed, especially if the Bears beat the Packers? Why not be a spoiler? Hey, we were spoilers to the Cardinals. Let's finish the year strong and spoiling the Seahawks home field advantage by beating them. With that said, guys, I appreciate you guys. You got a new subscriber night, brother. Richard, thank you for accompanying me tonight, brother. Much love and respect to you, sir. I appreciate to see you in our future broadcast as part of you. We do giveaways, brother. We give away jerseys. We give away patches. We give away face masks. We give away a lot of stuff. So Look forward to that, brother. Thank you for your support. Everyone, Roberto, Nathaniel, Richard, Ken Patchy. And again, if I'm messing up your name, I apologize. Not in my intentions. Thank you for watching. Thank you for making this spending this time with me. Have a great night. Be blessed. And we'll see you on our next podcast. I'm your boy Niner Sickness, and I'm out. Well, that didn't work. Hold on, guys.